everyone. So I'm going through these witness statements still. Got a bunch of them. And for those that are new, we're on the Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. And if this is the first video of mine that you're watching on this, you need to go back to the beginning, really, because we got a lot. I am so shook. I am so shook over this interview. Uh, Jason Hayes, this is him right here. You guys remember him when he was on the stand? He was one of Darrell's witnesses. He was called by the defense. And we always said that the reason that Darrell called people was because they honked their horn or they didn't see his face or they misstated how he really looked or whatever, right? You guys, this is crazy. When you hear what Jason says in his interview about what Brooks did when he came to his family or he came to his group. So I want you to hear that interview. After his interview, I put at the end of it his full court testimony from start to finish. So if you want to watch that, you can. I felt like Darrell missed a lot of opportunities when he was questioning him, because if you listen to this interview, you're like, oh wow, and then you hear him question him on the stand, and it was like, yeah, no, he didn't. Womp womp. He didn't get anything accomplished there when he was questioning him. So, I guess we expect that of Brooks. But now let me set the stage for where this interview begins. Jason is a neighbor of two other witnesses that were there, but they were standing at different points in the parade, okay? When the police were at these people's home to interview them, Jason lived next door. So they said, let me go over and get him and see if he wants to go ahead and give you a statement. Guys, it was almost like this guy may not have given a statement. That was what's so strange about it. So he goes over there while the law enforcement is at their home, and Jason walks over to their house, and he gives a statement to law enforcement immediately following their statement. When you get to the end of this interview and they start giving you the theories of what they think was on DB's mind, which is very interesting to listen to, the people that you hear talking aside from Jason are those other the homeowners. They're the first set of witnesses that they interviewed. Their interview is going to be in a separate video because their interview was quite long and it was quite dramatic. So they saw a lot. So that's why I broke it up. So I hope that explains. Okay, let's get to the video.
Hey Jason, my name's Corey. Just so you're aware,
Nice to meet you.
I'm doing an audio recording of the conversation.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just doing it because it's easier to document that way.
Sure.
So Gail was telling me that you were at like the beginning of the parade?
Close to White Rock. Yep.
Close to White Rock.
Yep.
So what happened?
We were on the side where you see the pictures, the right side of the road. We're on that, that's the north side, right?
North side is by the white apartments. That's the Riverwalk apartments, right?
Yeah, we're on that side.
Okay.
Across the street from that church.
Okay.
Whatever that church is. The kids are out, obviously kids are out on the road. And we're just watching the parade, and all of a sudden the car comes around, honks, and kind of veers and slows down for our kids.
Yeah.
And then kept on going. And then when I saw him, a cop was chasing him.
Right.
And that's when he really sped up.
Do you remember what the cop looked like?
No.
Was he dressed in a uniform or was he dressed like me?
I thought he was uniform.
Okay. Okay.
I can call Joe because he was with me.
Yeah.
And we talked about it this morning because I remember seeing someone chasing him.
Okay.
Or chasing down the road after him.
So when he stopped for your kids, did he do anything else?
No.
Okay. Could you see inside the car?
I saw him, yes.
Okay. What did he look like?
To me, I thought he was a darker, complected person. I couldn't tell what. I saw the beard.
Yeah.
And then it goes so fast. I thought maybe it was like Hispanic or, that type, but I couldn't tell.
Okay. Do you remember any clothing or anything like that he may have been wearing?
No.
Okay. Dale made mention that he may have flagged the kids across the street or something. Do you remember that or not? If it didn't exist, let's not.
I'm not going to say for sure because
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. All I remember is he did honk, and then he slowed down and veered to the left a little bit for the kids to come back to the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But then that's when he really took off after that.
He accelerated.
Yes, he accelerated. He stayed on that right side of the road. He just hugged the right side all the way down until I couldn't see him anymore.
Okay. Do you remember what portion or what, how do I put this? What was at your point of, trying to do the best to explain this. What was in the parade at that point where you were at? Do you remember?
All I know, there's about 4 spots ahead of Santa, Mrs. Claus,
4 spots.
at least.
Okay.
Because we could see him around the corner, right? That's Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
They were just right. They were about ready to come. We're basically at the end of the parade, almost at the end.
The Waukesha South Marching Band, had they already passed you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think they had passed you by a significant amount of time, or was it? Okay.
It's hard. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sorry.
hard. There's so many things that go by, and you're just sitting there talking and obviously having fun. You just don't really realize
Yeah.
who went through and what time they went through.
Did you see him hit anybody?
I did not.
Okay.
That's why I thought it was really weird, because he could have smoked those kids. He could have hit those kids if
Yeah.
he really wanted to, and he didn't. He did honk.
He honked his horn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's.
I know.
It's actually important that you can remember that,
Yeah.
because I mean, someone honks the horn, they're indicating they're well aware of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he's well aware of what he's doing. There's kids in the way, and he
Mhm.
wants them to move, so he's honking his horn.
That's what I thought he was doing.
Yeah.
And my initial thought with my buddy, we were sitting there looking at him because he did honk. He kind of veered off a little bit. He wasn't going real fast at the time.
Yeah.
Then, like I told you, then he accelerated. I thought he was, because he was hugging the right side, I thought he was going to go over off to one of those, side streets or whatever. I thought
Yeah.
that's what he was intending to do.
When you say right side,
Mm-hmm.
you're on the north side of the road.
Yes.
You're by the apartments, the Riverwalk apartments.
Yep.
So he's closest to you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have no idea at what point he may have gone to the other side.
No clue. He was on that right side for the longest time until I couldn't see him anymore.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I couldn't see him. Maybe that's why he veered off into the left or into the middle of the road. Maybe, I don't know.
Did you think anything of it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Should have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it sounds like it didn't make sense until the officer was chasing on foot.
Yes.
And did it look like when the officer's chasing on foot that he started to accelerate?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Can I just grab your information real quick?
Sure.
It's Jason. Is it?
Jason, yep. Hayes, H.
Were you with the whole family?
I was just with my daughter.
Okay. That's Sutton.
Yeah, it's Sutton, yep. And I was with our friends Sarah, and if you want, I can call him if you want to talk to him just to verify what I said.
Do you have their phone number?
I do.
I don't have to verify what you said.
Okay, well, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. They live around here too, or?
Yeah, they live over by the neighbors, the bar, the neighbors.
Okay.
In that area.
Okay. In the town of Waukesha.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get a really good description of the guy.
Well, that's.
I didn't see him.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
see
saw. I just remember the beard, and I saw his complexion, and I can't remember if what he was wearing.
When
too,
you mention the
whatever.
beard, and sometimes that's a focus that people kind of focus on. Do you remember anything particular about the beard?
I know it was, I thought it was just lower and sticking out like
Lower
this.
and sticking
Yeah.
out. So you think he kind of cut it down a little bit?
Seemed like it, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Anything else about his hair?
No.
No. Okay. Well, it's
Did
hard.
not because where I was sitting, I mean, where the car was and where the roof is, it's kind of hard to see where his head was.
Right.
I mean, I saw the lower part of his face more
Yeah.
than I did the upper part.
Probably from here
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I just thought it was strange with all the reports, and I was like, he'd slow down and honk for our kids. He did. So, however you guys can take that, I don't know what.
I don't know what to
yeah,
take that as.
I know.
I'm taking it as he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then at some point, he just said, part of me, he just said, kind of screw it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what
Kind
we
of like
we were saying at that point when he passed that turnoff,
He was
between
committed.
discount and the other one, he went through towards what Al Chocolate and the things.
Yeah.
At that point, it was like he was committed.
He
At
was
that point,
committed. It was
he
like
was committed,
snowballing
is what
for
we
him,
kind
you know
of
what
said,
I'm
and he
saying? Yeah.
just went through. I don't know because he had the opportunity, to turn off there, right? He could have went in front of discount. He
That's
could
what
have
I
went-
thought. He could have, because there's a couple roads there you could turn
Yeah.
off to the right, right?
My thing is, did he not do it because of the barricades? Because there were police there?
I was thinking that too, because those were all barricaded, right? Those roads.
Yeah. Typically,
So-
we barricade them because
Yeah.
we don't want people barreling through them.
Yeah.
They were barricaded up to the stoplights by Old Lot 12, just to the north of Discount Liquor.
Because the way he veered off and and then I thought he was right where those apartments are. There's a road right there, isn't
Yeah.
there? I thought he was just gonna go in that road, off and to take a right there, but he just kept on going.
You know
straight.
what? You're now making a lot of sense as to what he's doing. So he's on the right side of the road because I think he's going to turn off a Barstow.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought
By
he was
Discount
gonna
Liquor.
do.
He gets
Yeah.
there, it's barricaded, he can't go. So then he decides he's going to go to the other side of the road and turn off on Gasper. He gets there, he can't because of barricades.
Yes.
Now
Okay.
he's committed.
Now he's committed. Yes.
And that's at the point where the band was there too, if I
Mhm.
remember the video right.
That's why I thought nothing of it at the time. I was like, he looks like, I said, if he's not doing that, he's just going to stop because he's going to be stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But apparently he was stuck and, like you said, he was committed and,
That's such a hard word.
well, it is.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So I was grateful that he did that for our kids. That's all, that's all I got to say. Because he would have hit at least,
How many kids?
there was Sutton, Arthur, and the other kids. There was at least 5 or 6 sitting right there.
5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit 15. At least 15.
At least 15, yeah.
One of my coworkers, his kid got hit.
Did he?
A broken leg. Yeah.
Because they were close, they were out
They
on the
were-
road
they were
or
near
whatever.
you guys.
Yeah.
There you guys. Another coworker, he was across the street.
I originally,
His daughter watched one of her friends get hit. Yeah.
I originally,
Like I said, there's a lot of victims here.
yeah.
Just varying degrees.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a long time to get that image out of your head of
Yeah.
seeing her flip up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was,
that in her eyes.
I was originally where they were, kind of,
Yeah.
in that area, and I met up with my buddies up there. I originally wasn't gonna go up there because it's such a long walk from where I was.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, because she likes the little boy that their little boy, and she's like, yeah, let's go hang out with Arthur. So it was. You never know what would happen if I would have stayed where I was instead of moving. You know what I'm saying? And he did honk and slow down and
I think-
and helped out that way. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I think you're lucky,
I know.
just by chance.
Yeah.
Here's my card.
Thanks.
Here's my card. If there's anything I can do or whatever, but thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk with me.
And hopefully that
appreciate
helps
it.
you out.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Dale and Farah, I appreciate you guys stopping and trying to help. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got family from all over the place, texting, telling us, hey, I hope the first responders are okay. And I'm like, it's not really the first responders at this point. This is a great community. And,
We were there a long time before they were, and I get it. There was a
Yeah.
lot of hurt people there, but there was just people and
people,
nurses and stuff just
Yeah.
helping everybody out.
Don't pray for us. Pray for you guys.
Carrying the backer boards and everything, it takes a lot of people to carry a person, and you can't put all paramedics on one backer board to carry somebody.
No,
So there was people all over, just carrying people all over, which is, if this is a sign that there still is kindness somewhere, you know,
Yeah.
after seeing all that people do come together and still
Yeah.
can help when you need.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
Jason, Jason, Hayes, Hayes.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir. Your witness.
Just 1 second.
I accept for value and return for value this document for the record. Good afternoon, Mr. Hayes. Is that how you pronounce it, Hayes?
Yep,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a retail sales associate for a food broker, Damon Worldwide,
Been doing that for a long time?
21 years.
Yes, it's a long time. The evening of November 21st, 2021. You recall that evening pretty well?
Fairly well, yes.
What were you doing that evening?
Went to the parade.
Did you go to the parade with family, friends?
I went there with my daughter.
Do you recall what time you arrived?
30 minutes before the parade started.
Were you scheduled to do any marching in the parade itself, or
No.
just spectating?
Yes,
Just for the record, did you say yes to being a spectator?
yes.
Thank
That's
you.
what I thought he said.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure there was.
Yeah, he answered. Anything unusual catch your eye that day that you recall?
Yes.
And what did you see?
Besides the parade,
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was unusual that caught your eye that evening.
well, where we were, yes, a red truck came through where we were. It honked and swerved.
I guess I want to back up a little bit. Where were you positioned at that
We
time?
were all the way at the beginning of the parade.
Okay.
Like, it was Main and, the corner of Main and White Rock.
Okay. And you said you observed this vehicle honked and swerved?
Yes.
What did it swerve from?
I'm sorry?
What did it swerve from?
Where?
Or was it, I guess the correct question would be, why did it swerve?
I don't know. I wasn't driving. I don't know what his intentions were.
And you stated that the vehicle honked. Was that just a single honk, or was it a beep beep, or?
One honk.
Do you recall stating that it honked several times?
I don't
And
recall.
When you were initially.
I don't recall.
So well, before we get to that, did you see where the vehicle went after it honked and swerved?
Yes, it kept on going straight down Main, east, well, the same route the parade went.
Did you get a description of who was driving the vehicle you saw that day?
I did not.
Did you get a license plate?
I did not.
Do you recall if the vehicle had any tinted windows?
No.
And I'm assuming at some point you either were interviewed by law enforcement or seek to be interviewed by law enforcement.
I did, by a detective.
And do you recall if that was the same evening or?
It was not the same evening.
So
It was a couple days
prior.
after.
Okay. Do you recall in that interview that you had with the detective stating that your kids were playing in the roadway and the operator of the vehicle honked the horn several times and veered to the left around the kids?
Yes,
So in your opinion, it wasn't trying to strike the kids?
correct, yes.
And after it continued, I think you said east?
Yep,
Would that be correct? East?
yep.
Did you see the vehicle strike anyone?
I did not, no.
Do you recall what side of the street the vehicle was traveling on at that
It
time?
was on the right side.
On the right side.
So we were on the north side of the road.
So the right side would be.
Yep.
Okay. Did you see the vehicle stay on the north side of the road for the duration of the time that you observed it?
Yes,
So you never saw it go to the other side of the road, or?
no.
No further questions at this time.
Thank you. Any cross?
Yes, just briefly. Good afternoon, Mr. Hayes.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your attendance, sir. Mr. Hayes, do you remember seeing a police officer at this intersection as well?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember writing in your report or telling the police officer that a police officer chased the vehicle on foot?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. It's cross. You may answer.
I do remember that I thought I saw a police chasing after the car on foot.
Okay. And do you remember also telling the same officer that the SUV took off down the street and that it accelerated?
Yes,
Objection.
Is that
Hold on, there's been an objection.
I guess the objection to be what officer is being referred to wasn't clear.
Overruled. The statement, continue asking the question.
I guess I was asking, was that referring to the interview officer?
Your objection is noted. It's overruled. The statement asked the question fully.
Is that your recollection, sir, that the vehicle sped off and accelerated away?
Yes.
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
Do you also recall telling the officer who interviewed you that the driver of the vehicle had a dark complexion and a beard?
Yes.
Is that accurate with your recollection of the driver?
Yes.
But you didn't see a face, you couldn't
No.
identify anybody beyond those descriptions, correct?
Hold on. There's been an objection to leading. It's overruled. The witness may answer.
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Those were all my questions.
Thank you. Any redirect, sir?
Briefly, very briefly. You made a reference to the driver of the vehicle having a dark complexion. What would you consider a dark complexion?
Dark complexion. I don't know.
It is kind of hard. Did you notice any clothing?
I did not know.
Did you notice any hair?
No.
No further questions?
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a blessed day.